everyone, this is Cameron from SpeedCubeShop.com, and today we'll be taking a look at the first flagship of 2021, the Ms3 version 1. So the Ms3 version 1 comes in quite a lot of different variants. It comes in a black plastic, which is supposed to be released in the future, a black internals with primary plastic, and a primary internals with stickerless plastic. Actually, I meant to say a black internals, stickerless plastic. Then it also comes in two versions. We have the enhanced version, which is able to be seen with the purple logo, and then a standard version, which is notated by the green logo. So immediately looking at the box and seeing the accessories, you're probably getting some sort of GAN Cube sort of vibes, and you would be correct. It turns out that the designer of this cube is a former designer of GAN Cubes, so not to say this is like a GAN knockoff, because it isn't. It's just the same designer is naturally going to have a similar looking cube design. So let's go ahead and take the cubes out of the box first, and wow, these things are really packed in there. They use definitely cheaper materials, like the box is a little bit, no, actually it isn't, but there's kind of this like cheap foam in here, which you definitely would not see on a GAN Cube. And then the accessory box is definitely a lot weaker and more flimsy. Not a big deal, but you can kind of see where the budget cuts are in order to get it down to the price point. Which I guess on that note, the standard version is $29.95, while the enhanced is $34.95. All right, so while we're gonna talk about the accessories, let's kind of get some of this stuff out of the way because it's quite a bit. So each cube will come with a card. I'm convinced these are more just like a novelty thing. They have a production number on the back and a QR code, probably for warranty purposes or something like that. And then each cube is supposed to come with a cube stand. So we have this MS Cube green cube stand, which is kind of nice. And they each come with this nice black and gold bag. So again, I'm really liking how this looks, and the little green tassels are a very nice accent. GAN Cubes tend to have blue accents, while this is clearly going for kind of the green vibe, which I think is really cool and pretty unique. Looking at the accessory box, these should be the same across the standard and the enhanced versions. So first thing we have is an instruction pamphlet. And oh, we do have an English side, which is nice. So we'll be sure to go ahead and read about that in a few. Definitely one of the cool features about this cube is going to be the tension mechanism, which is going to have to do with this. So we do have a spare core, which is kind of interesting because typically spare cores are only included in cubes that have an issue with the core, unless this works differently. But the core is an interesting design. It is, I don't know, it's like a GAN vibe, but also has these kind of interesting markings. Then we have what's going to be the tensioning mechanism, which are these little blue pieces, which are extras. I don't yet know if these are probably going to be different tensions or how that's going to work. I'll be sure to figure that out. And then we have extra springs, and these things are massive. These are some really, really big cube springs. I've never seen cube springs that are this big. You gotta take a look at these things. I mean, like, this is a big boy. The big boy of all the cube springs. But yeah, so definitely pretty generic in accessories when you're looking at modern day speed cubes. So let me go ahead and review the guide really quickly just to make sure I have all my facts straight. Then we'll go ahead and dive into the cube. Well, it's gonna be another fun video. So let's go ahead and dive into this. I might just be a more simple guy, I don't know, but these instructions and mechanisms aren't always the most clear. Oh, and look, we have a CFOP guide. It is interesting though, because the English on that guide is actually a lot better than what it normally is, so they must have had some help for that. So let's go ahead and dive right in. I'm gonna look at the enhanced one first, actually. Man, all right, finally. So initial impressions are, it does not feel like a GAN Cube. The plastic is a lot more sharp. So like on the corners, it is feeling a little bit more jagged, lower quality. And aside from the look of it, it's kind of frosted, but it definitely has a lot more of a gloss finish, if I'm not mistaken, over what GAN frosted plastic has. So I know I was gonna look at the core, but I can't resist doing the first turns. Let's go ahead and see how this looks. Well, it feels pretty GAN Cube-ish, honestly. I'm not gonna, wow, I mean, it's weird because it has good strength magnets. They're about moderate strength, in my opinion. I mean, jeez. It's a little slow out of the box, but I don't know. I'll be really interested to look at the piece and mechanism a little bit more, because I know this cube does feature a spider web piece design, whereas GAN normally does like a honeycomb. So definitely will be interesting to see how that ends up looking in person and how it reacts to lubricants and stuff like that. We'll go ahead and pop off a center cap, which these definitely come off a lot easier. You can see this cap is just these little prongs, which is way less stable than typical GAN cubes. So that shouldn't be an issue, but it's definitely something to note. The GAN caps lock on a lot harder. So what I've concluded from the guide is that you get two sets, an A set and a B set. The A set, I believe, is what comes in the cube, and the B set is the extra. The A set is going to be the tight settings, and the B set is going to be the looser settings. Yeah, that is correct. Like I said, lots of information to learn on video, guys. So looking at the core, you have two forms of adjustment. You have the core tuning and then the tension tuning. So again, kind of similar things like what we've seen like on the Tengun version 2 and cubes like that, where we have the dual adjustment. So looking at it, we have these really finely engraved numbers, which you can adjust to do your setting. And right now it comes, I believe, on setting 3 is what the guide said, but it looks like that this one is, yep, on setting 3. So I believe that to adjust it, you just push down and you have to go clockwise for the big outer one. Whoa, that's really weird. It's like there's no defining adjust, like you can't feel this being moved, which I really don't like. And then for the center one, it's going to be the same thing, I believe, where you just try to get in there. I don't know. Honestly, I'm going to sit here for a second and figure this out, because this is not the most user-friendly looking core. So give me just a second. Well, so I'm going to be honest, guys, this isn't really going as well as I had hoped. I'm thinking I'm figuring out how this works, and if I have figured out how I thought, I'm not liking how this adjusts because there aren't any defined clicks. So you literally don't really have any sort of indication of how far you're going. So I've been finding that I'm either over adjusting or under adjusting. And then from what I'm reading here, if you switch out to the lighter, the B set, which is the looser setting, you have to now go counterclockwise versus clockwise. So it's just kind of a lot to remember. So definitely I am going to be doing a full review on this, and I will be sitting down and really figuring out how this core works so I can get you guys accurate information on this. I just don't want to misspeak, and like I said, trying to figure this out kind of on the fly during a video isn't the easiest. But I will say though, on the bright side, I do really like the feel of the cube. Now on that note, the difference between the enhanced and the standard version is going to be the addition of edge to centerpiece magnets on the enhanced. So you do get some extra magnets in the edges and the centerpieces for the enhanced version, which definitely has a really nice, strong feel. So let's go ahead and compare that to the standard version and see how much lighter these are. Wow, so that is actually a really, really big difference. The standard version is very light, borderline unnoticeable. It's been a really long time since I've actually categorized the cube as being light strength magnets, I feel like. I really am not liking the standard one out of the box. It's very slow and sluggish, and the magnets are just too light to where I mean, I don't know. Like as you're moving it, it kind of feels like a non-magnetic cube slightly, but this is way too slow and just kind of heavy out of the box and takes a lot of effort to turn. So definitely I'll have to work with the standard one a bit more to see if it just is a factory lube kind of thing or what the issue is. The enhanced one I really am liking. It's a lot faster, a lot easier to turn. And I mean, overall, like corner cutting is really nice out of the box. So the one redeeming thing, I guess, is unless you plan on really customizing this cube, I personally think it's really good out of the box. Corner cutting is more than enough. Turning speed is really nice. It's not too loose. A little bit looser than I would like, but it's not like pieces are falling out. So I don't know, if you have the guts to undertake the customization, and I don't know, I still gotta figure out where these big springs come into play too. So it's a lot. It's a lot. I haven't felt this way since the Diane Tengun version 2. That cube just kind of like overwhelmed me out of the box. I'm kind of getting that vibe here. So definitely gonna be doing my research on this and messing with it a lot. So on that note, guys, it's a really promising cube. They are available right now for pre-order at SpeedCubeShop.com, and they will be available in stock around mid-January. So I do have high hopes for MS Cube. I'm kind of curious to see what the future of their brand will look like, this being the first release as far as I know. I kind of wonder if you're going to see more GAN-esque kind of designs coming out from this brand, or if this will be sort of a one and done. The fact that the name does say V1 does sort of indicate that they are likely planning to do more than one version, so we will see what that looks like in the future. But for now, I have my work cut out for me. I'm gonna be digging into these guys and working on that full review. So let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think of the MS3 version 1? Are you excited for it? Did you pre-order it? Or do you think you're just gonna go ahead and stick with GAN Cubes? Let me know, I wanna hear your thoughts, and I will see you all in the next video. Thanks. So I forgot to mention one thing for those that are wondering about the whole relationship with GAN Cube and MS Cube. Again, this is a former designer that did work at GAN Cube and is now doing his own thing. I don't know the circumstances of the designer's leave, whether it was they were let go or they left on their own accord. I don't really know, but GAN is very well aware of this cube and they don't seem to have an issue with it. I mean, again, the thing that people kind of need to realize is if this is the designer's designs, I don't know what GAN circumstances are looking like with like the GES and stuff, but clearly we don't have a GES system in here, just kind of a same concept, which GAN doesn't own. So I don't know, it's a weird situation, but I don't see there being any wrongdoing here. Hopefully there was no bad blood between MS Cube's designer and GAN. I will be doing some more research on this, and if I do get any like words from GAN or MS Cube, I will maybe add those into the full review if it is appropriate to do so. So again, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. See you in the full review.